Yeah, have it there. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, if you want to like take this apart, right? Make sure this is open because it needs room to be able to go in and out.
Okay.
So hit cardiac, never hit back because then it'll keep loading. So that's how I try to avoid, I try to read it. Sometimes we go fast, and you hit back, then it'll start going like this. And then if there's not enough pressure, it'll start shooting contrast because it's injecting air.
Okay.
So just so you know. So this, we're bypassing all this because I need to get to the main screen, right? So I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to end the case. But at this point, is it okay to end the case? Okay. Do I want to shut down the system? No, because we need it on. Use the new syringe? Yes, that's what we want to do. Okay. So now it's going to load and do what it needs to retract the syringe back.
Okay.
And then you'll know because the screen will pop up. So let's say you're coming in, coming in for a STEMI, and then so you want to hit restart at this point. So now you're at the start point. So now I can take this out, remove this, and this is my perfect time to clean it because if you have too much, because some people change the contrast all crazy. You're supposed to change it. I'll show you how to change the contrast because if you change it upside down, it'll leak a lot of contrast. So you just tilt the bottle and then poke it out that way, then stab it this way, then put it up. You won't splatter all the contrast into these little crevices.
Gotcha.
Because it senses, there's a sensor here, and you don't want it to get stuck. So, because it will be in cases and it's not working, you're like, what's going on? This also is a sensor. These need to be closed so they have sensors in it. So I'll close this, make sure it's locked. Start. So now the next thing you do is you're gonna either do peripheral or cardiac. It's gonna be cardiac. So you gotta give it time to load it back and forth before you put this in. So while I'm doing that, I can go grab my stuff, or I do this step. I can start dropping stuff on my table. Once I see that it's done, usually the nurses help me, but if they're in a place where they cannot, I'll start trying to throw things on my table. As soon as I see it's wrapped, this is my perfect time to go ahead and do this part. So this is the syringe. And then once I see that it's doing that part, let me get a saline. Oh, Jeff, can you throw me a bag of 500 saline, regular? Or do you want to use heparinize?
Yeah.
Okay. There, man. So now, at this time, while these are doing its thing, I can already hurry up and prep this part. And then we save this, because these need to be capped off. It senses, it knows when you're capping these off. Because they'll say, oh, this is contaminated. Or if they switch it too fast, it'll think that it's contaminated because you still have the last patient's stuff on it. So at this point, now it says place syringe. I can place the syringe now and close the chamber. So while that's ramming back and forth, I go like this. So again, locked, and this goes in here. I put the clip up top so it's easy for me to clip it in between cases because you want to clamp it when you switch out. But this is how you should technically switch the contrast out. Some people will leave it like this, and then contrast leaks into that. And that's what you don't want. So now, so this is the manifold. So there's gonna be a lot of caps. Usually the nurses will do this or pre-make a bunch of these. But this one thing is good for 5. Oh, and then also you want to make sure, which I forgot right now, hit done. So it gives it time to bring the plunger up and down. And then you don't connect anything until it tells you, because once it's ramming back for you, if you connect the contrast too early, it will shoot air into this bottle and there's not much room here. It will start shooting contrast everywhere. So you'll see, when you see a long paragraph, you'll know that's the time to connect everything. See, like that right there. See, you spike the manifold, which I'm doing here. I'm weird, so I do this. I just take out all the air. I don't know, I'm weird. Some people don't. I just feel it's easier. So now that it's all just saline, I can extend it here and I can try to beat out all the air as much as I can. And then there's other processes that you can do to also make sure. So that's most of the air, right? Now it's saying I'm okay, I'm safe to go ahead and connect. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna connect everything. I usually do this before I do that part. I connect that and then I connect the transducer part. So I know exactly how much slack I have. Oops, put my big ass glasses, my gloves. Come on, man. So then now I know exactly how much slack I have here. So you want to make sure that it's not too much on each side, because if it's too much, it'll start pulling this way or that way. So you slowly go like this, make sure it's in a good place. You have enough slack here, enough slack there. Then you pull it, tighten it. Now this part can connect here. So if your thing is not working, there's places to check. You need to make sure that this wasn't left open. You need to make sure that this is clicked. Sometimes it'll be hanging like this. You're like, oh, that's why it's not doing it. It should click in just like that. Okay? That's one part. Now, with the little hanging thing. Remember, always keep this vented. This needs to stay out. Sometimes we'll peel this in case people think it needs to be, no, that it needs to be vented. So again, always change your contrast like this. Tilt it to the side, not upside down. Hang it, oops, and then go like that. So now I know that I have done all these tasks. I can now hit done and okay. Some people forget this part because you don't want to be in a semi and you're like, oh my God, I ain't got no contrast, it's all air. Now you gotta wait for all this and the catheter's already up and you have no transducer ready. So we need to make sure that everything, because this takes a while for it to load contrast in and out. So you'll see the process, and then I'll show you how to make 50-50, and that's another way to, you could purge it or you could do it on your table. I do it on my table, but I'll show you this way as well. So if you need room, I just get this and then I just squirt it. It's all saline, you know? Well, let's say if you want to make a 50-50, sometimes if you don't know, see, it's saying no contrast, because I forgot to do that. So all sensors must be connected. And then too, if they don't click this when they connect your part to here, they have to screw it on right here, right? So when you get that, you give them this, they screw it there and they go here and then they click this. This all has to also be closed.
Okay.
So it's very sensitive on all parts. So you see something wrong, make sure this is down. If your saline is not coming out, it's probably because of this. If your contrast is not loading, it's this. If you are not getting pressures, this is not connected. Or someone tapped it so hard that this black thing disconnected. Right here. So that's what connects and transfers our AO pressures up here, or all our pressures. So now you see it's purging. So you see that actually takes a while. So when you're in the middle of a STEMI and you're like, oh shit, I can't even do pressures, because you got to bleed it all out first before you can even do pressures, or you're not going to get accurate pressures. It's going to be all air. So we usually have a little pounder here, but I think someone like, so usually we have tools to down. So I'm gonna find something that I can bang. So usually I have like a little tool that we can bang it or whatever.
MG! Oh, okay, there you go. So she'll tell you.
Okay. So now you see that it's loaded and stuff like that, right? Now this is done. Remember, don't hit back. You hit back, it will start loading back and forth, and then you're gonna have to reset it back here.
Right.
Or you just turn it off. When you turn it back on, never hit restart, hit resume.
Thank you.
So resume is the keyword, resume. Yeah, so hit done. And then, so now this is purging. So purging means that you're purging contrast. The next one is flush, that's saline. So, but purge, you gotta hold it. So here, So usually you hit this area right here. So I'm just gonna hit it with my hand. Not too hard where it's gonna break. So I try to do just about 10. So half and half, right? So that's 10, 50-50. Hit done. Flush, now it's just saline. The saline should be filling it up. But keep an eye on it because sometimes when it fills up too much, oh, we can cancel. This happens. But I'm gonna throw this away anyways because...
Are you thoroughly confusing her?
Yes. I'm also making a YouTube video, guys, so please like and subscribe. But you can make your own from the line too. I'm just gonna use this to cap it. But so that's basically it. So when you're done now, you know if you see it flush, you can ask, hey, whoever did this. Usually if a tech like Mel or West does it, they probably pre-made your 50-50. Usually I don't know what it is, so I'll just make it from the line. But I know because I hit purge that this area is somewhat bled out. This machine will not let you inject air. So I kind of bled it out here. I bled it out up here too. And sometimes you gotta hit this part when you hit saline, you gotta hit both. Because you're trying to knock out the bubbles here, they're getting trapped here, and bubbles that come from the contrast. So now you're done, you're ready, you start draping, you're able to connect here, the hand remote. And two, if you're not able to press it, it's because it's not twisted hard enough or it's off. You know how you you don't screw it on correctly? Mm-hmm. It could be that or the remote. Sometimes it's a dud, it's a broken remote. So I would ask for another pack. I'll say, I think it's the remote, I need another pack. So then you hit, I'll just bring it to the main screen, done. So we go done, done, right? So now it's asking you to calibrate. Let's say you miss it, right? You go inject and it says calibrate. You didn't do it, right? So let's say you didn't do it. It failed. You go back here again. I want to recalibrate my hand control. Now I'm ready. Press it. That's how hard you hit it, it will calibrate to your hands. So if you want to press hard, you're going to press light. Just do a light calibration. If you feel better pressing it hard, then you can calibrate to press hard. Saline, we'll say it's not working. You just say you want to purge more. It's saying there's air. Have the doc. It knows too when you're open to the patient. Even if you're not on the patient, if your stopcock is straight, it will know. So turn it off to the patient, even if it's not connected. Press purge it, and then open again. Or you can try saline, and then sometimes usually it's pretty good about doing. It'll work the next time. So you just purge it one more time, and then inject. So then you should be ready to be able to. And the same thing when you're also, you have your 3-way stopcock. It's the same thing as priming a manifold. You open it, and then you put it this way. You open up the air, and then you turn it. I usually use contrast, and I use my hand remote to bang the stopcock to make sure all the air is gone between the tubing and the 3-way stopcock.
Okay.
And then once he sees it's good, you open it back to the patient, hit contrast, so I can prime with contrast, so the next image will be less saline and more contrast. So that way, less radiation. Usually that's how I prep it. They can also use the same 3-way stopcock to grab ABGs or O2 sats. They can use it too. I'll open it and just withdraw and stuff like that for them. And then you just straight connect your 2E to it too. They do everything through those 2Es and stuff like that.
Okay.
Same thing, zeroing. Just put 3-way stopcock. It's not like the manifold. They can't zero from their end. You have to zero always on your end. So you just zero, and that's about it.
Okay.
You got any questions?
Nope.
Cool. And two, when you end it, it'll tell you how many cases you've already done. It'll say, this has been used, you used 5 of 5. That means the next time when you see 5 of 5, you hit OK. You end case, remember how I tell you? End case, no, right? You don't want to shut it down. That yes, you need a new syringe because it's saying you used 5 times already. You don't want to use it for a 6th patient just because of infection control. Some people will, I try not to. But if I know it's ending, I also try not to ask. I'm like, hold on the bottle, because I don't want to waste that last bottle. If I know we're gonna be done, and I'm on my 5th use of the syringe, and I'm gonna take it apart anyways. So I'll try to like tell them, hold off. I'm probably gonna take this apart on the next one. Or if it's COVID, I take this whole system apart. I'm like, I'm not even trying to share it with nobody, because I would hate to be that next patient, you know? I was just like, I don't want to risk it. Everything must go. So, but yeah, so you're just set up, you just connect, purge, but this is set up for the next case. Usually we leave it on that front page where it said purge and flush.
Yeah.
We just leave it there and let you do it. But I would just wanted to show you from this point on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then start refill if you want to refill some more. You know, should be able to refill. And then, so now that I know it's completely refilled, I can, again, clamp it, bring this lever down, and I give that time the pressure. They always say, oh, it's the first one. I'm like, it's not the first one. What it is there is no pressure. It's just that you're just going like this, and then all the contrast starts flying. So you just go here. See? No spillage. Wes taught me that. Then I pop it back open so that I remember it's ready for the tech. Sometimes the nurses will forget, and if it's not coming out, I try to look over here to make sure, but sometimes I forget. I'm so busy trying to prep the patient, and then I'm like, oh, they didn't open it. They don't open it, no contrast is coming through. And even if you lock it and it looks like it's retracting air, if you unlock it and do it again, it will correct itself. Don't feel like you have to take it apart. Oh my God, there's air. The machine corrects the air for you. That's what this is for.
Okay.
It'll appear like there's hella air, but you'll see it. It'll go back.
I noticed that in the beginning.
Yeah, it'll remove all the air for you. It will never let you. There's like a little one in here, but it will never let you inject air. That's what this machine's good for.
Okay.
And the multi-use and the less waste of contrast, over time. So the syringe kit, you don't charge because you use it for like 5 patients. But the manifold kit, you use one for each patient. You can give it to them to charge. I usually don't charge this part for it. And then, so here, too, you can also, since I'm already at the screen, I can hit start refill. And I have your 100 already loaded for you. Because if you don't remember, if it's like only 45, we'll say, from the last case or whatever, and you only got 45, you're still loading, you forget. You start loading, they're doing left mains and cabbages, and they hate it when they have to wait till you gotta load it because it's still loading all the new contrast. It's not like a straight bottle where you just, as soon as they inject, connect the manifold bottle, you just already start injecting.
Gotcha.
You gotta wait till this loads.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And that is the ACIST, 18 minutes of it.